Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Zal Jihad, and in this video I would like to analyze the phonological process that occurs in this video. And in this video I record from YouTube on BBC News channel, and this news about the Prime Minister of United Kingdom talking about coronavirus. And to make my analysis more easier, I turn on the subtitle of this video. Okay, let's start the video. Okay, let's start the analysis.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. I wanted to bring everyone up to date with the national fight back.
The Prime Minister just said fight back, not fight back. So in here just occur an phonological process of assimilation. Exactly the assimilation of place where the t sound is replaced by the p sound. So it pronounced fight back.
Against the new coronavirus and the decisions that we.
The decision. In here occurs the assimilation too. In here, the decision is assimilation of manner when the two different manner of articulation influence each other to form a new form of manner of articulation. And in this case, the S sound with E sound is influence each other to make the J sound. So the decision is pronounced with decision.
Just taken in Cobra for the whole of the UK. As we said last week, our objective is to delay and flatten the peak.
Flatten is the similitude process when the F sound is take a part of characteristic of L. So the F sound not pronounced with F fully, but take the characteristic of L. So pronounced with flatten. Let's replay.
Delay and flatten the peak.
Flatten. And also in here, peak is also a phonological process. It is about similitude. When the P sound similitude with E sound. So the P sound not pronounced originally, but it influence and take a part characteristic of E sound. So we pronounce with peak, not ordinary P sound.
Of the epidemic by bringing forward the right measures.
Measures is also the phonological process. This is the process of assimilation of manner too. When in here the E sound is influenced with S sound. So to make the new articulation of Z. So it pronounced with measure.
At the right time so that we minimize suffering and save life. And everything we do is based scrupulously on the best scientific advice. Last week we asked everyone to stay at home if you had one of two key symptoms: a high temperature or a new and continuous cough. Today we need to go further, because according to SAGE, the scientific advisory.
The Prime Minister just pronounced advisory, and the actual pronounce is advisory. So in here occurs a deletion when the sound is delayed from the word. So therefore the Prime Minister pronounced with advisory.
Committee on Emergencies, it looks as though we're now approaching the fast growth part of the upward curve, and without drastic action, cases could double every 5 or 6 days. So, first, we need to ask you to ensure that if you or anyone in your household has one of those two syllables,
Those in here also the phonological process of similitude. When the th sound similitude with h sound, and the th sound not pronounced originally, it take a characteristic of each sound, so it pronounced with those. And let's continue.
then you should stay at home.
Should also a similitude when the S when the H sound is similitude with S sound, so it pronounced with should, not ordinary S or H.
That means that if possible, you should not go out even to
Should just occur again.
buy food or
Food. Okay, the food is also a similitude when the F sound is similitude with U sound. So the F sound not pronounced originally, it takes a characteristic of O sound. So it pronounced with food. And also essential is deletion. Let's hear the Prime Minister pronounce the essential.
if possible, you should not go out even to buy food or essentials.
The Prime Minister just pronounced with essential. In here occurs a deletion when the E sound is delayed from the word. So the Prime Minister pronounced with essential. Next.
Other than for exercise, and in that case, at a safe distance from others. If necessary, you should ask for help from others for your daily necessities. And if that is not
Possible also a similitude when the p sound similitude with o sound, so it pronounced with po, not p.
then you should do what you can to limit your social contact when you leave the house to get supplies. And even if you don't have symptoms,
And if you don't is kind of deletion, is a common deletion when, as we know that the actually word is do not, then the Prime Minister delete some word in this words becomes don't.
and if no one in your household has symptoms, there is more that we need you to do now. So, second, Now is the time for everyone to stop non-essential contact with others and to stop all unnecessary travel.
Trouble. The Prime Minister pronounced trouble. Trouble. In here occurs a deletion when the schwa sound in actually these words is delayed. So it pronounced with trouble. Trouble.
We need people to start working from home where they possibly can. And you should avoid pubs, clubs.
Clubs. Clubs in here is a similitude when this sound is similitude with L sound. So it pronounced with club. Club. There is a kind of similitude.
Theatres
And theaters is the process of insertion. In here, the theaters in the end of the pronunciation is add with the sound. So it pronounced with theaters. Theaters.
and other such social venues. It goes without saying, repeat the message, we should all only use the
In here just occur the deletion too. Let's replay.
It goes without saying, repeat the message, we should theatres and other such social venues. It goes without saying,
Against. The Prime Minister pronounced with gains. 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 In here is a deletion process when the schwa sound is delayed at the first this word. Against becomes gains.
repeat the message, we should all only use the NHS when we really need to, and please go on.
Please go online. Please. Please in here is a insertion when in the end of this word is at z sound. Z sound. So it pronounced with please.
Online rather than ringing NHS 111. Now, this advice about avoiding all unnecessary social contact is particularly important for people over 70, for pregnant women, and for those with health conditions, with some health conditions. And
And the pronunciation is and it's kind of insertion when the and is add with z sound, z sound, z ch sound, ch sound. So it pronounced with and.
if you ask, well,
If you ask also in an insertion.
why are we doing this now? Why now? Why not earlier or later? Why bringing this very draconian measure? The answer is that we are asking people to do something that is different.
The Prime Minister just pronounced with something. Something. In something is insertion the p sound between the e sound with t sound. So it pronounced with something. Something. Let's replay.
We are asking people to do something that is difficult
Something.
and disruptive of their lives, and the right moment.
And the right moment. In here also an insertion when in the this word right is insertion with the p sound, so it pronounced with ripe.
As we've always said, is to do it when it is most effective, when we think it can make the biggest difference to slowing the spread of the disease.
Disease, disease. In here is kind of similitude when the d sound is similitude with e sound to pronounce disease, disease. So the d sound is not pronounced originally.
Reducing.
Reducing. In here is the kind of assimilation of manner, like I said before. In here, the d sound with u sound is influence each other to make the z sound. So it pronounced with reduce with j sound.
The number of victims, reducing the
Reducing is also the similitude when the d sound with u sound is similitude to, so the d sound pronounced with ju, juicing, not pronounced with this d sound.
number of fatalities. And as we take these steps, we should be focusing on the most vulnerable.
On the most common. In here just occurs the deletion. The Prime Minister pronounced with common with delayed the schwa sound in the IPA words.
So third, in a few days' time, by this coming weekend, it will be necessary to go further and to ensure that those with
Ensure in here the kind of assimilation of manner to when the S sound is influenced with U sound to make the sh sound. Ensure.
the most serious health conditions are largely shielded from contact, from social contact. Again, this is going to be very disruptive for people who have such conditions, difficult for them, but I believe it's now necessary. We want to ensure that this period of shielding of the disease is coming a few weeks ahead. So, to relieve the pressure on
To relieve in here just occur a deletion. The actually pronunciation is relieve, but the Prime Minister is delayed the E sound, so it pronounced with relief.
pressure on the London, so London is now a few weeks ahead. So, to relieve the pressure
To
on the
relieve the E sound is delayed from this word.
London health system and to slow the spread in London, it's important that Londoners now pay special attention to what we're saying about avoiding such as the disease. But obviously, logically, as we advise against unnecessary social contact of all kinds, it's right that we should extend that advice. We've also got to ensure that we have the
Critical is kind of similitude when the C sound pronounced similitude with R sound, so it pronounced with critical. The C sound take a characteristic of R sound, so it not pronounced originally. to be pronounced critical.
Workers we need that might otherwise be deployed at those gatherings to deal with this emergency.
I skipped the video
Fit
because
and
I have a I'm sorry, everyone. I skipped the video because I have analysis in this video and I have a take a note and in this video, and I just skip the video because in the skip in that video that I skip is there is no phonological process. So I go further.
active people over 70 may feel listening to what I've just these worth it. Peak to save life, minimize suffering.
Suffering. In here there is a similitude when the S sound is similitude with U sound. So it pronounced with suffering. The S sound not pronounced originally.
And to give our NHS the chance to cope. Over the last few days I've been comparing notes and talking to leaders around the world, and I can tell you we're leading a campaign, the IMF, all those bodies in which we play a significant role, we're leading a campaign.
We're leading. In here, the word leading is the word is the kind of delation, as we know that were. Eh, the Prime Minister just delayed some word in this, some letter in this word to make word, and leading is an similitude when the L sound is similitude with E sound. So the L sound not pronounced originally but pronounced with Li, not L.
To fight back against
To fight back, like I said before, this is an assimilation. Fight back.
this disease, to keep the economy growing, to make sure that humanity has access to the drugs and the treatments.
The Prime Minister pronounced with treatment, not treatment, but treatment. In here, there is a insertion with the B sound in the middle of this word. Treatment.
The farm hands remains important. But I can tell you that across this country, hands than just washing your hands, though
Your hands in here. There is an insertion in the end of the word hands. It is occur in the common plural English when in the end of the sound is add with z sound. So it pronounced with hands. Like
of
let's
everybody.
say
It is far more now than just washing your hands, though
washing your hands, right?
clearly washing your hands remains important. But I can tell you, in my experience, that we should go play. Over to you, Patrick.
Okay, everyone, I think that's all about my explanation. I hope all of you understand. I'm sorry I couldn't provide the word of my analysis, but I will provide it on my submit task. Thank you, and sorry for any mistakes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.